In this video, I will show you how to recreate a book cover for the text assignment. I have loaded the cover for the book Secrets of Eden. When you open these files, you'll see that there's two layers. One has just the image of the book, the background image, the original. If I turn off the other one, you'll see the type that we want to recreate below that. I'll make the top image visible again, and I will change the opacity maybe down to 50%, just so that I can kind of see what's behind it and doesn't get in the way of my typing. Using the text tool, clicking on the text tool, I'm going to click on the image and start typing in the name of the author, Chris Ojalian. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm going to move it kind of in the middle there somewhere. You'll notice that my text is still red and impact from the last exercise. Let me change that to something that's more readable. I'll change the text to white in the palette. Click OK. I'm going to double click on the T and change the font from impact to Trajan, which I do have installed in my computer. It's Trajan Pro actually. I'll click that to accept it, and I'll use the move key to position it a little bit better. I can see that I need to make a couple of changes. I have a down style on my text. That means that I start with a capital letter and then the letters get smaller. I'll open up my character window from the window menu, and I will select the all caps feature and make the text a little bit smaller, maybe down to 60. Put it on top and see where we are. See that it's looking okay there. I think that there needs to be a little bit more spacing in between the letters. I'll highlight the text and I will find the kerning option on the character palette. Maybe give it 10, maybe more, 75. Yeah, that looks about right. So I'll leave it like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you don't have Trajan installed on your computer, or you don't have access to a similar font, use Times New Roman. I have attached a definition of what serif and sans serif and script fonts are. As long as you use a font that is similar to what the original looks like, you'll be fine. So next I will type in the next line. I'll go back to my text tool, click and type out Secrets of Eden. Which is typed now in the same style as the author. I'll double click on that text that I just typed. I'll bring back the tracking back to 0 and turn off the all caps. I'm going to find a script font, maybe something like Vladimir here. That sort of looks like that. There's a little bit more spacing in between the letters I can see behind it. So we go back to the tracking, which is the space in between the letters. Maybe I'll try the 75 again and sort of center it here. I'll bring up my navigator to zoom in a bit, and I'm going to turn off momentarily the picture that blocks the original, and while highlighting the text that I just typed in, Secrets of Eden, I'll click on the color palette. I could just pick from the palette a yellow that sort of looks like what we have in the original. However, I can simply hover on top of the letter until I see the eyedropper, click on that, and I'll get the exact yellow that I need. So that's looking okay. When you're zoomed in like this, if you press the spacebar, you get a little hand and you can click and drag so you can navigate the image. There's some more text that we still need to add. I'll click close to a novel, type it out. Once again, double click to select, bringing back my character window. Bring back the tracking to 0. I'll use Times New Roman for this. And let me see if I can guess the size, maybe a 12 or so, maybe a little bit larger, 18. Well, maybe a little larger, about 24. So 24 it will be. We can go to negative kerning to make it fit a little better. And obviously, to make it readable, I will hide that picture again, highlight the text "a novel," and select the blue. Click OK. Using the move tool, I will move the text so that it kind of matches. Last, we have the tag at the bottom, best-selling author. I will click above that, start typing best-selling author. You can change your color at any time. I just know that I can change it whenever, so I just keep on typing. I'll select the text again, change the color to white, click OK. This is going to be smaller, maybe 14. Maybe a little larger. Definitely get the kerning back to 0. And the text maybe up to 18. There's a little bit more spacing in between the letters. I will highlight the text that I just typed, and above the kerning there is the leading. Since this text is at 18, let's try 24 or 30. Somewhere in between, maybe 26. And I'll leave it at that. I'll move the text a little bit out of the way just to see what changes I still need to make. See, midwives is italicized, as is the double bind. I can use the text tool to highlight just those words. It's midwives. I'll pick an italic font. And the double bind. I'll use the italic one as well. And I'll use the move tool to track it just on top. Now that my text is typed, I'm going to turn on just the picture, bring the opacity back to 100%, and in my navigator, bring it back so that I can see it in the screen. So that looks okay. It resembles the original cover. I'll bring it up to the very top so that I can see what that looked like, and then I can turn it off. It's just a recreation. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just need to practice our fonts. One last thing that can be done is that we can center some of the text. Our author's name, the title of the book, and then the tag at the bottom should be centered along the cover of the book. I'm going to select, first of all, the text at the bottom in the layers. Pressing the Control key, I will also select Secrets of Eden, and also pressing the Control key, I will click on the name of the author. And on this tool that appears whenever you're selecting multiple layers, I'm going to find this one that is Align Horizontal Centers. Click on that. Everything is moved just so that it's centered along the center axis of each element. You could also do it by hand and just eyeball it and get close to it. If you find different fonts that you would like to use on this exercise, go ahead and do so. You can find the great collection of fonts on a website called thefont.com. They're mostly free to use. If there is a license involved, they will let you know. But please don't spend any money buying fonts for this assignment. It's really not worth the cost just yet.